Hey, have you ever heard of the Outalator system?
Outalator? No, I can't say I have. It sounds intriguing. What is it?
It's a nifty tool we use for tracking and analyzing outage alerts. Super useful for improving how reliable our systems are over time.
A tool for analyzing outages, you say? That sounds crucial. How does it work precisely?
Well, to start, Outalator passively receives all alerts from our monitoring systems. It's like a vigilant observer, always keeping us informed.
That does sound effective. But why the need for such a system if postmortems already exist?
Good question. Postmortems are great for major incidents, but they have their limitations. Outalator addresses smaller issues that happen frequently, but might not individually cause a huge impact.
So, Outalator can handle the smaller recurring disruptions that postmortems might overlook?
Exactly. Those smaller issues can pile up, and tackling them could enhance our service management significantly.
Interesting. Can you give an example of how it captures those frequent issues?
Sure. Let's say a service keeps triggering small alerts because of minor network hiccups. Outalator tracks all those alerts, allowing us to spot patterns and fix the root cause.
Pattern recognition sounds pivotal. How does Outalator achieve this?
It combines and analyzes data from different alerts, providing insights into what's really affecting our systems. It's like connecting the dots.
And does it assist with more than just identifying the frequency of issues?
Yes, indeed. It's great for tracking progress over time. By comparing data, we can see improvements and pinpoint persistent problems.
Tracking progress and persistent problems? That's insightful. Does it help with prioritizing fixes as well?
Absolutely. By knowing which issues crop up most often, we can prioritize which fixes will improve reliability the most.
How about the actual workflow? Does Outalator need any manual intervention to function?
Not really. It's designed to integrate seamlessly, reducing the need for manual monitoring system changes.
Integration without manual intervention. That's convenient. How do teams interact with Outalator?
They can annotate, group alerts, and create insights all from within the system. It's very intuitive.
Annotations and grouping, you say? How do those help?
Annotations provide context. Grouping help cluster related alerts, which simplifies the analysis of incidents.
It's like having a tidy collection of data, rather than scattered pieces. Does that also facilitate collaboration?
You've got it. With Outalator, teams have a clear view of what's happening, promoting better decision-making.
I'm curious, does the system only help when things go wrong?
Good point, It also allows us to see what's going right, helping us reinforce successful practices.
That sounds like a robust system. I imagine it saves time in diagnosing issues.
Oh, it absolutely does. By reducing the noise and highlighting key areas, troubleshooting becomes more efficient.
I see. So Outalator contributes to both proactive and reactive service management?
Exactly. It's a vital part of maintaining system health and improving service reliability over time.
I guess such a tool prevents teams from getting overwhelmed by frequent, smaller problems?
Yes, it helps maintain focus and prevents us from getting distracted by less urgent issues. It's like managing a garden, pruning away the small weeds to let the big flowers bloom.
A garden of systems and alerts. I like that analogy. Can the actionable insights be shared easily?
Definitely. Insights from Outalator can be shared with anyone who might benefit from them, making it a cooperative tool.
Sounds like an essential component for any tech-savvy garden. Infrastructure.
Haha, you've got the spirit, Outalator really empowers us to cultivate a healthy, resilient system ecosystem.
I appreciate you explaining this, Hu Tao. I wonder how it might continue to evolve.
That's the exciting part, isn't it? Always room for growth in this tech garden.
Hu Tao, I'm curious about the escalator system you've mentioned. How does it work exactly?
The Escalator is a clever tool. At its core, it's all about ensuring that alerts don't go unnoticed.
Ensuring alerts are seen. That sounds essential. How does it manage that?
Well, whenever an alert notification is sent, Escalator checks if a human has acknowledged it. If no one responds in a set time, it nudges the next in line.
What happens if it's still not acknowledged?
Then, it escalates further, typically moving from the primary on-call to secondary, ensuring someone eventually notices the alert.
Sounds like a chain of responsibility. But how does this relate to the Outalator system?
Great follow-up. They took inspiration from Escalator. Just like Escalator ensured no alert was ignored, Outalator ensures no incident is missed in the bigger picture.
Creating a comprehensive system of acknowledgement for incidents, then?
Exactly. Outalator allows for managing and grouping numerous alerts into what we call incidents for clearer analysis.
Grouping alerts into incidents seems efficient. How does it manage the complexity of multiple alerts?
Outalator can view multiple queues simultaneously. It untangles the web of alerts to present a tidy, unified picture.
A unified picture, I see. That must simplify comprehension and management.
Oh, definitely. You don't have to juggle through different queues manually. It's like having all pieces of a puzzle laid out for you.
But how does this system ensure other teams or departments are on the same page?
Outalator centralizes all notifications, which means everyone sees the same incident landscape, enhancing collaboration.
Centralization does sound beneficial for team dynamics. Is there a visualization element involved?
Yes, indeed, visuals are vital. Outalator offers a queue view where you can see how notifications are interleaved over time.
A visual timeline of events. That sounds quite effective. How does this improve incident response further, though?
Having everything in one place means less room for communication errors and a faster route to understanding and solving the incidents.
It must reduce the time spent switching between contexts. Does it track the history of these incidents as well?
Yes, historical data view is a big part of it, allowing teams to analyze trends and see how issues have been resolved in the past.
Learning from the past to improve the future. That makes perfect sense.
Precisely, and with fewer surprises, teams can strategize better.
Stronger plans for robust systems, I presume. Is there a unique feature that stands out to you in the Outalator?
Its integration ease is quite standout. It fits into current workflows without interrupting ongoing processes.
Seamless adaptation into existing workflows sounds ideal. And how receptive have teams been to using these tools?
Oh, they've embraced it enthusiastically. Being able to annotate and examine incidents promotes accountability and understanding.
Annotations must be insightful in constructing narrative around what occurred.
Yes, they add context, letting future teams see what decisions were made and why.
That foresight surely helps prevent repeating past mistakes.
Absolutely. It's about continued learning and refining processes.
A very strategic approach to outage management, indeed.
We like to think of it as part wizardry, part engineering, magical yet concrete.
Hu Tao, you mentioned aggregation, tagging, and analysis within Outalator. Can you delve into what those mean exactly?
Oh, sure thing. These features are quite the powerhouses behind Outalator's capabilities. Let's start with aggregation. Often a single event can trigger many alerts.
A single event, many alerts. How does that happen?
Picture a network glitch. It ripples out, causing timeouts and making backend services unreachable. Each team affected gets its alert, leading to a cascade.
So aggregation helps manage this cascade of alerts.
Exactly. By grouping related alerts into a single incident, we avoid reruns of debugging that could waste time.
And this aggregation of alerts, how does it aid in resolving issues more efficiently?
With fewer scattered alerts, teams can focus on understanding one incident rather than several isolated symptoms, streamlining the diagnosis process.
It sounds like a huge time saver. How about tagging? How do tags complement this system?
Tags are little snippets of information attached to alerts or incidents. They help categorize events, adding layers of insightful metadata.
Metadata, you say? Can you give an example of how a tag might be used?
Of course, a network issue might be tagged as cause network, or even more specifically, cause network switch. This gives immediate context.
With such specific tags, you must gain clear insights into persistent problems.
Yes, it's not only about what happened but why it happened, and teams can decide which tags suit them best.
Interesting. Does tagging offer any analytical benefits in terms of tracking over time?
Absolutely. Over time, tags build a robust history, showing which issues reoccur, which services often trigger alerts, and so forth.
How does this history and tagging play into the analysis feature you've mentioned?
Glad you asked, Analysis begins with gathering historical data, like incidents per week, alert frequency, and then grows into more complex insights.
Complex insights. What kinds of insights can analysis reveal?
It can highlight trends, helping us see if a service's alert load is normal or if a new issue is emerging. It's a diagnostic lens into our past.
So it goes beyond raw numbers to expose deeper patterns?
Exactly, We get to identify systemic issues, like if a certain component consistently causes trouble, indicating a need for overhaul or optimization.
Fascinating. Are there any comparative analyses involved in this process?
Oh yes, comparing teams or service records over time is key. It helps set benchmarks to understand if we're improving or backsliding.
With such extensive data at play, does Outalator offer ways to visualize these insights?
For sure. Graphs, charts, and dashboards are our allies here, visualizing data to make the story clearer and action more decisive.
And once these patterns or trends are noticed, how does Outalator assist in addressing them?
Data in hand, teams can strategize repairs or improvements, prioritize resources, and focus on what will yield the most value.
Does all this make problem-solving more of a proactive endeavor instead of reactive?
Nailed it. By knowing our system's quirks and past, we shift from firefighting to preventing fires altogether.
Preventing fires, an apt analogy for technology resilience. Anything else about these features that stands out for you?
The flexibility of being team-specific in terms of tags and analyses, it respects different needs and nuances, helping tailor the approach.
So while being robust, it remains adaptable, a very strategic design.
Indeed, it's all about creating a supportive, adaptable foundation to tackle complexities with confidence.
A fascinating piece, Hu Tao. I can see how Outalator is more than just a tool, it's a crucial element of system stewardship.
Exactly. Rooted in the quest for quality and foresight, just the kind of helper any engineer dreams of having, right?
Yes, the kind of undercurrent that ensures systems not only survive, but thrive. Hu Tao, I'm intrigued by what you've told me so far. Can you tell me more about how Outalator is used for reporting and communication?
Absolutely, Outalator is super effective for improving reporting and communication within teams. One of the great things about it is the ability to compile incident reports with ease.
Compile reports. How does it manage that?
Well, Outalator allows the selection of alerts and incidents, so you can group them together, annotate as needed, and even email them to the next on-call engineer. It's like passing the baton in a relay race.
So this ensures the new shift is instantly caught up on the ongoing issues?
Exactly, and not just caught up, but fully informed with all the necessary context to take the next steps effectively.
Does this feature also help during periodic reviews of the systems?
It certainly does. During reviews, Outalator's report mode is a total game changer. It expands important annotations in line, providing a clear overview of the incidents.
Having all necessary information at a glance must make reviews more efficient.
Definitely. It speeds up the process and ensures nothing critical is overlooked, fostering continuous improvement.
I've also heard about this concept of cross-team visibility. How does Outalator improve that?
Great question. Cross-team visibility is about seeing the bigger picture. Outalator allows different teams to access shared data on incidents, so everyone is in the loop.
And this visibility can help with what exactly?
Primarily, it speeds up the diagnosis of broader, interconnected issues, reducing duplicate work by acknowledging shared incidents promptly.
It sounds like better visibility could greatly reduce the response time during incidents.
Exactly, And then there are the benefits you wouldn't expect at first glance, like improved collaboration across teams, making everyone more nimble and responsive.
Unexpected benefits. What other surprises does Outalator spring?
Oh, Outalator's uses don't stop at active alerts. Some teams use dummy escalator configurations for auditing purposes.
Dummy escalator configurations. Tell me more about that.
Sure, these are setups where notifications go to a non-human recipient, Instead, they end up in the Outalator for logging and analysis.
And these logs serve what purpose exactly?
They're invaluable for auditing and logging the use of specific accounts or tracking runs of routine jobs, enhancing our understanding and response strategies.
It must be helpful for compliance and ensuring adherence to protocols.
Precisely. While it's more technical than legal right now, it provides a great audit trail for teams to assess and improve.
Ingenious. So it seems Outalator not only helps in actively managing incidents, but also lays the groundwork for structural improvements.
That's right. Outalator is the quiet hero that helps us keep things running smoothly, even behind the scenes.
Hu Tao, I appreciate the depth of this system you've shared. It's like having a guardian watching over, ensuring everything operates in harmony.
Exactly. Outalator is like having another set of eyes that's always awake. I'm glad you're interested,
Absolutely. It's given me much to think about. Thank you for sharing all this information with me.
Anytime. If you think of more questions, you know where to find me.
I certainly will, Hu Tao. Until next time.